Ladies and gentlemen, look at this then. At last. Been waiting so long for this. Yeah, look. It's a Scram 411. Amazing. Look. 2 round things. One's a Speedo. Other one's something else. Mickey Mouse mirrors. Not quite set up, I don't think. How about they? Don't know. Don't seem to make much difference. Let's have a look. Ah, that's it. Yeah, no. It's just that they're so good. I couldn't get my elbows in because they're not in the way. Marvellous. Would have liked to see those fancy switches that they do, but they're not there. It didn't make no never mind. We'll see how it goes. Oh, look. Oh, it's only done 11 miles, this. Oh, splendiferous. Oh, listen to that. That's a tight little engine, isn't it? Oh, look at that. Oh, so smooth. Marvellous. Oh, I can't wait. I can't tell you, I've been so excited to try this because I reckon this is going to be a lot of fun for a lot of people. I don't know. Maybe I need to get rid of that in my head. Maybe I need to think about it just being just another bike, and I haven't been waiting to ride it for like ever. Marvellous. So I'm going to take it really steady like. I've moved that mirror, but it was dead in the right place. Marvellous. Oh, it's so loose. I'm barely touching it. It's got a gear indicator. It's got a gear indicator and the time. You don't need a watch, but it's got a square reservoir if you wanted to put one on. How good is that? 40 miles an hour. We're not doing 40 miles an hour, I'm afraid, today. Not yet, anyway. Look at this. Very comfy. Just need to settle into it. It's a new bike. It's new to me. It's new to itself. It's the Squirrel. Do you remember I mentioned about a squirrel? Oh god, that wind is massive. That's better. Yeah. I said about a squirrel. Well, this literally is the Squirrel. It's brand new. It's a motorbike. It's only just realised it's a motorbike. Marvellous. I'm touching the throttle and it's doing 40. That's all I'm doing, literally. I tell you what, it handles really well, just round those little corners there. And it's away. Just tips in. Marvellous. So, what I want to do is get onto the Cambridgeshire Road, see what it's like on that. Oh, Jesus. Just turns right in. No trouble. Doesn't feel like a Himalayan. It doesn't. I assume it's just got a 5-speed box. But I mean, I am literally, I've got my hand on the throttle, so I don't know what revs we're doing. It's got no rev counter, but not very many. This is going to be a fiery little thing, I think, when you can open it up a bit. Oh, 1 minute. 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 1 min what I think is it's lost a few pounds. I'd be interested to take it down to that place where we weighed Bertie and just weigh it next to a Himalayan, because I reckon, you know, as part of the tweaks they've done, they've lost some weight. You know, those big bars and that, they must weigh something. This is going to be quicker than the Himalayan. I don't know if they've done anything with the gearing or anything like that. Brakes seem absolutely fine. Yeah, like I say, it's now done 13.9 miles. I mean, come on. I mean, what can you say? The brakes will need some bedding in, tyres will need bedding in. Obviously at this sort of speed, 30, slow down. If I had one of these, I'd call it Scamp. That's what I'd do. It's definitely going to be called Scamp, because it's going to be like that sort of dog. If you had a dog, you'd call it Scamp, like a little terrier, border terrier cross or something like that. This is what this is. Scamp. It's called Scamp the Scram, or Scram the Scamp. Yeah, no, that's the one. Let's just nip him before this car gets here. Suspension seems firm, but that gives it a bit of handling, and I should imagine it probably needs a little bit of time to soften off a bit. I don't know how these things work, but I would imagine so. Most bikes I've ridden, when you first get them, the suspension seems stiff, and that can be misleading if you've bought it on the grounds that you think it's stiff, and then, you know, you get 500 miles in and all of a sudden you're wallowing around the corners. That's a bit of a shocker, isn't it? An expensive correction to make. Oh, right, let's go down here. Suffolk Road in Cambridgeshire test. Now, we already know that there are some no, they're digging a ditch out, aren't they? That's what they're doing. So we'll see whereabouts they are. Look, people walking. Oh, this is splendiferous. I could just see coming down here much quicker on this. This is what it's made for. Definitely. Watch out for this. Marvellous. Excellent. Yeah. The slightly wider handlebars. I don't know if the same ones off the Himalayan. Good for balance. Very comfortable riding position. Mickey Mouse mirrors, round clocks, red and white. It's the colour I favoured. Don't know if you remember, I walked round one and that was red and white. Absolutely splendiferous. Oh, listen to that exhaust. Doesn't sound bad. That is just marvellous. So, dealt with the Cambridgeshire road test, no problem at all. It'll have to deal with it again on the way out. So we'll see then. Maybe the suspension will have warmed up a little bit, softened a little bit. But one thing's for sure, with your suspension on a new bike, it ain't going to get harder. It's only ever going to get softer. I mean, it handles this road absolutely fine without knocking your teeth out. Yeah. So we'll do like I usually do. Go down and see Madingley. Yeah, because that's got a really rough road through there and a couple of speed bumps, and it's got the full set, as you know. Someone commented that the only thing missing was a cricket match, but you know, I can tell you today there'll be no cricket match. It's not a cricket day today. Oh, there's a bloke, I've seen him before cutting the grass. He must spend his life cutting grass. Yeah, he even recognises me. Yeah, oh, he was just being friendly, I don't know. But here we are, full set once again. Don't know if you want me to say it. Post box, telephone box, it's a library by the looks. Thatched cottages, new thatched cottage. That was a tent once, so it's taken its tent off. Pub, this looks busier than I've seen it before. Marvellous. Speed bumps, let's dodge them. Marvellous. Church, Madingley College, look, beautiful. Yeah, has a very nice sound. There's the church. Up the hill, out to Madingley. Splendiferous. So what we'll do is I'm going to go back through Madingley, and as I go through there, you'll see how bumpy it is. You'll also see why Madingley is top trumps. This is like a tiger. Scamp is definitely the name for one. If you get one, you've got to call it Scamp without a shadow of a doubt, because this will be it's going to be so flickable and sharp. Yeah, it is. This it's just excellent. Excellent. I thought it would be. I mean, I'm 6'2". I'm a tall chap, and that becomes apparent when I got on the Himalayan. Yep, brakes are actually fine there if you squeeze them hard enough. The foot pegs seem a little bit further back on this than on the Himalayan. I might be wrong, but it's a very, very comfortable position to be in. There's the church, marvellous church. I do like a nice church. Madingley, there we go. Yeah, marvellous. Speed bump, let's miss that. Got enough bumps as it is. Could I live with one of these? I reckon I could, you know. I reckon this would be a blast, either through town, round town, or down the country lanes. It'd be marvellous. Let's get back down the Suffolk Road. Sorry, the Cambridgeshire Road. Sorry, I can't help that. Gearbox, smooth as a nut. Brakes, fan-dabby-dozy. It's, yeah, it's ticking all the right boxes as far as I'm concerned. Ah, and here we go. I'm going to stop here because there's a traffic cone. I left a traffic cone here years ago, and it's still here. Look at that, marvellous. Let's have a look at this in this habitat. There we go. It's under. Marvellous. Absolutely splendiferous. Let's have a look. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what do you make of that? What a sight, eh? We've got traffic cone in background as well. The red and white. I'm not a bright coloured sort of person, but that is splendiferous. It is. And this cone, to touch, it's just beautiful. Little Royal Enfield badge there. Nice plastic mudguard because you're going scrambling with it and stuff. Engine, single cylinder, big beefy thing. Yeah. Exhaust all seems to be fairly standard. Heard people complaining about rust and stuff on these. I don't think they will rust. I think it's stainless steel myself. I don't know. Not sure. But they get discoloured. That's fine. Some people like it that way. Some manufacturers make them sort of pre-distorted anyway. Does it matter? It's an exhaust. If it's on your car, it'd be underneath. You'd never see it. Nice chunky tyres on it. Brakes Bybri, as you know. Front and back. Twin put on the front, single put on the back, I suspect. Don't know, I've not looked. Yeah, single put on the back. They're fine. Great. This seat is marvellous. This is far superior to the one on the Himalayan, I think. To touch, to look at, it's sort of sculpted. It is quite a bit of artwork in that. It's got rear foot pegs, little rear seat, Mickey Mouse mirrors. Someone's said to me a few times about this little bit that says Royal Enfield on it, and what's that all about? Well, I don't know. I don't know that it does anything. I don't know if it does anything in a wind tunnel, but it does make it different. It could be just purely cosmetic, and who cares? Earrings is what I described it as. Maybe it's earrings. Gaiters, nice round clock, halogen light. Splendiferous. It's it's special, this bike. I think this is probably one of the key motorbikes Royal Enfield have made, and I don't think they realise that. That's what I think. It's just me, could be wrong, could die a death, but I don't think so somehow. So let's get going. All the controls, exactly where you need them. That's Tripper. Also tells you the time. It tells me the wrong time, 23:57. They haven't even had time to set the clock. That says 3:51, so that's right. Let's see if you can hear. Yeah, just sweet, just a sweet engine. So let's get onto the senses. To look at. Now, I realise it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but it's certainly my cup of tea. I like it. I like the way it looks. So for me, it's bloody marvellous. Moving to splendiferous. Yeah, that's what I think. Taste, I'm not going to do taste. I am going to close my visor though. Smell. It smells divine. It's a new engine. What's it gonna smell of? Being warm metal, nice homely smell, I think, comforting smell to me. Yeah, marvellous. So we've done taste, no tasting it, smell, so we've got sound. It's a bit quiet, but it sort of suits it. I'd say bloody marvellous actually, because of the potential that you've got. It's a 411 single tractor coming out there. See, brakes absolutely fine. Car coming here, marvellous. Gear indicator, clocks, yeah, round, soft to touch, no chrome, but you know what, it pulls it off, doesn't need chrome. It's got these things at the side, yeah. So sound, yeah, magnificent. To touch, oh, you've got to run your hand over that cowl. It's like doing it on Bertie. It's marvellous. Yes, it's got a squarish tank, but it sort of feels nice. It's not gloss, but it's not matte either. I guess it is sort of matte, but it suits it. It looks like you could go and get really filthy and then just hose it off and all the mud's going to fall off. That's what it looks like to me anyway. So to feel the seat as well, the texture of the seat, the shape of the seat, to touch and feel is marvellous. To sit in, it's comfortable. This position is really comfortable, and I could imagine giving it a little bit. I'm not going to give it a little bit. It's only done 20 miles. You know, I mean, what can I say? And these brakes, considering they've only done 20 miles, they're getting better and better already as a ride. They're better now than when I first got on it. So I think the brakes are going to be fine. But then you get to that sixth sense, don't you? The sixth sense. The one that's personal to you and to me in this instance. How does it make me feel? It makes me feel playful for a start. Yeah, it makes me feel playful. If I bought this bike, I would get home and I'd be riding it non-stop until I'd got it running. That's what I'd do. I'd go out for a ride, half an hour, stop, make a cup of tea, ride another half hour, stop, make a cup of tea, and at that rate, running it in, I don't know, 40 miles an hour, say, on average, you're probably going to be doing about 30 miles in reality. 30 miles an hour, it's going to take you 20 hours. So in a weekend, you could have one of these running. Yeah, in a weekend you could have it running to the point, so you'd have done 600 miles, and you could open it up a bit more, because I tell you what, this is going to be quicker than the Himalayan. Yeah, marvellous. Oh, and it handles. Yeah, I never noticed that so much on the Himalayan. The Himalayan handles well, but this seems to handle better, and I don't know why. I can't explain it. I can't. What can I say? I just can't explain it. This is splendiferous. Marvellous. Yeah. You know, while you are running it in, you've got to do what you do on the Classic. You've got to look round and admire the countryside. I mean, I am barely touching that throttle. I don't know, honestly, Jack, if you're watching this, I don't know how to make this motorcycle go any slower, because I've got to keep my hand on the throttle. I guess I could go into a lower gear, but then that'd be revving it a bit too much. This is marvellous. It's just cruising. So that 6 cents, how does it make me feel? Bloody marvellous. Yeah, bloody marvellous. It really does. The question is, what accessories are they going to do for it? Because I would like a couple of, you just want like cheap, like Lomo, small Lomo panniers on it to carry stuff, your cooking stuff, so that you can cook yourself a bacon sandwich when you get to the end of your journey, wherever it is you're going. Oh, and that handle, it just tips in. It's so easy to manoeuvre. Absolutely splendiferous. I know it's not running, and you can't do a proper review, or that's what people will say, but you get an idea of what it's going to make you feel like. And this makes me feel pretty good. Yeah. Contentment, yes. Playful, yes. Would I want one? I think I would. I think I'm there. Yeah. Oh, it just throws. The trouble is, oh, look at that car. Is that a Lotus or something? God knows what that is. Yeah, marvellous. But let's knock it down a gear, make it do a bit of work. You know, yeah, it's a nice bike. It really is. Would I have one? Yes, I would have one. Yeah, I would. Would it be a Himalayan or this? It'd be this. It would. It doesn't have all the racks and stuff for carrying everything on. So if I wanted to go camping and stuff, I think it'd have to be a single person's bike, I think. It depends what accessories they're going to do. Yeah, I think it's got loads and loads of potential, and I think this is going to be one of the better selling bikes that Royal Enfield have. And what I've noticed is they've only got 2 in stock here, and I bet they're already sold. I'd be surprised if they're not. So it's going to be a supply issue, I reckon, but we'll see. Oh, look at them all sat there just having fun while I'm out doing this. Amazing. There you go. Let's have a look at that. What a baby, eh? Yeah, I could do with one of those in my life, I reckon. Yeah, so what you want, some panniers on it, like that's on that, you know, just cheap ones, that's all you need, cheap ones. This doesn't want anything big and heavy on it. Want some lightweight throw over panniers and you're away, you're off. Get a tent strapped on the back, you don't have to come back, you don't even have to go on the roads. Marvellous, absolutely splendiferous. This cow, marvellous. And centre stand, everything you want. There you go, in red and white. Marvellous.